Hello, how are you all doing today? This is EverestHiker, and today we are going to be making a laser tag arena in Minecraft. By the way, this is a part 2 of a part 3 series, so I encourage you to watch part 1 before watching this one. In part 1, we created the overall structure and setting of the build, as we made the building, the wall inside the area, inside the arena, the ramps, and the towers. In this part, we are going to be creating some contraptions, such as the ultimate point earner, the reloading station, and the waves of light in the ceiling. And finally, in part 3, we will be creating the finishing touches, where I will show you how to track and earn the points, create the team format along with the designated armor and the blasters, and to include some commands that will just overall make the game work. Oh, also, by the way, in case you're ever going to be building these, you're probably going to have to require a command block. And let me just quickly explain to you how to get a command block in 1.16. And by the way, all of these builds are for 1.16 currently. And to get a command block, all you have to do is use /give and then type in your name. Or you can do @a if you're the only person doing it. Give @a and then just type in com and then press tab one time, and that's the first one that shows up. Press enter, and you have a command block. And that's what you're going to be using for actually all 3 of these builds. So yeah, it's a pretty important part. So it would really mean a lot to me if you guys decide to just watch the video through, like it if you really do enjoy it, and if you want to see more of these cool things, these cool builds, maybe PvP, things like that, just make sure that you subscribe, and that would mean a lot to me. So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so this is the first contraption that we're going to be making, which is going to be the main pointer, the ultimate pointer, shall I say. And how it's going to work is, say you're another team and you finally make your way into the base. If you step on this right here, first it will kind of alert the team to your location because these 3 lamps will all light up, notifying people that you are here. But at the same time, you earn points because if you look down here, these command blocks are going to trigger a command that will make sure that one random person, roughly every second, is going to be hit with some damage, and that damage will go against their score and towards your score for your team. And they won't die from it, they'll be regenerated like right after, but the point is it's going to give you a lot of points quickly if you can get right there and step on the pressure plate. So I've divided this into 2 things. I have the line wool, which is representing the overall command, the damage pathway, and then the yellow wool, which is representing the lights pathway. So I'll be going over both of those in this area right here, which is a 7x7 area, not including the walls, which will also kind of be used, as you can see, some of the redstone goes underneath the walls. So it's 7x7 floor area, and then the walls. Alright, so the first system that we're going to be making is the lighting system. So to begin this, first place your stone pressure plate right 1 block diagonally away from the walls. So that's not right directly touching the walls, but that it's just 1 block away. Then what you're going to do is you are going to go underneath it, and you are going to place a piece of redstone right here. And this is just going to represent, this little gray concrete is just going to represent that the pressure plate is right underneath it. So the next part that you're going to do is you are going to place down where the lamps should be once they are going to be inputted. So I made my lamps about, let's say, about three blocks away diagonally from the pressure plate. So we're just going to do the same thing. You're going to do 1, 2, and then on the 3rd one, just make a little lining here. And then I had them on the edges, so they would transmit the furthest away, along with the one in the middle, that would be here. But we're not going to put that in yet. Let's keep that just like that. And let's just keep it as it is. I did have holes here, but that's just going to represent the walls that people can shoot at you through once you're trying to earn the points. So the next part that we're going to do is try and hook this all up. So we need to have one eventually here, but I'm refraining from doing that for the time being because we need to put a redstone torch underneath that. So let's just do that right now. Take the yellow wool, and I want you to just place 2 blocks there, and then go up 1, and then fill that all, line all with redstone, and then use target block. Now, for those of you who don't know, the target block is very important because it can actually, unlike this block where the redstone signal just keeps on traveling that way, the target block will draw the redstone towards it, which can make for very good turns. Alright, so once you have your redstone running through the target block, just put a redstone lamp directly on top of it. That way, it will immediately light up, as you can see right here, and that's just due to the fact that the redstone is running through the block, which will trigger the lighting up of this. Now, the next part that we need to do is make sure that these ones are lit up, because we have nothing that's going directly to them. So we're actually going to go down one block on this one. Just go and you're going to build out 3 blocks, like that, and then you're going to build out after that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's just going to get the one that's right here, and then it's also going to grab the one that's here. So then 1, 2, 3 on this 3rd block right here, just jut out once, and then fill out all the redstone. Alright, the final bit of this lighting sequence, we're just going to add 2 target blocks, one here and one there, just like how it's shown here. And then we're going to have a yellow wool that's going to be run through on both sides. That's going to be underneath the contraption. And you might be wondering, why do we have this right here? Well, that is because we're going to be having a torch right here. And this torch is going to automatically turn this light on, but don't worry, it's not going to stay on, because we are going to be having a torch here and a torch here. And those torches that go off the side of this block turn this one off, because it's powering this block, which is going to turn this one off. But once a redstone signal runs through them, it's going to turn this one, which is going to turn this one on, powering both of them, as you can see, right here. Alright, now we're going to be focusing on the damage part, and we're going to switch from yellow wool to lime wool in this one, and start off with the redstone dust here. And also, one more thing, make sure you have command blocks with you, because that's what we're going to be utilizing here. So, just to go 1 block out, and then put another lime wool here, and put a redstone torch right there. What that's going to do is that it's going to turn this redstone torch off, which is going to be important for the clock that we're going to be developing down below. So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to have a piece of redstone right here. And this redstone is going to be powered by the torch. And it's going to take it all the way down here. If you just go make a little small staircase, that's going to take it down this way, which is just going to allow it to go all the way down here. And then once it reaches the bottom, you're just going to turn left right onto it. And then we're going to have a bit of a clock that's going to be made. Now, this is a clock that can be turned on and off. And in case you don't know what a clock is, a redstone clock is basically a mechanism that can send out a pulsing signal, turning on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. That's going to continuously trigger something. Some of them can be turned on and off, while some of them just stay on forever, unless you actually manually turn it off by just interfering with the contraption, whether breaking it or removing things from it. So this one, yes, it can be turned on and off, but only with the pressure plate. So what it's going to do is, as long as this one is being powered, it's not going to be moving, because this redstone torch is not being powered, and as a result, it can't continue the clock. However, once we have the pressure plate turned on, it's going to turn this one on, which is going to continue the clock. Anyway, let's get to the clock. So we have a torch right here. Then we're going to have three blocks out, which is going to give 2 pieces of redstone, which we are then going to have run directly into this redstone torch, which we are going to have go right here. Just go to 2 blocks, go directly to this one, and then run through this one. And as you can see, normally what would happen if this one was not turned off, this one would run through here, and this one would turn this signal on, which would turn this one off, which would turn this one on, which would turn this one off, etc., etc. It would create a pulsing signal. So, to do that, we just prevented that step from happening by making this small shape right here and just having this turned on. So this should be a redstone clock once you have it all created, and all you need to do remaining is go out 2 blocks from here and then put 2 blocks right here as well, and this is going to be your little command block circuit. You're going to put a command block there, doesn't matter what rotation it is, put a repeater and then a command block right there, and that command block is going to allow it to just sort of regenerate all of the people on the team. Now, that's actually a story for another time, which is going to be in the next video, which hopefully we'll get to soon. And yeah, this is essentially the entire mega point earner machine, which will be fully fixed in the final video. So with that being said, let's get to the reloading station. Alright, so we are here at the reloading station, which I kind of just custom designed to look creative. And how I have it is, I'm going to open up a little spot, is when you step in this green area, or if anyone is in this green area, it will give them about 1 arrow every half second, which is going to be about the right pace to make it not too quick that they just get so many arrows quickly, not too slow they're not engaged in the action. So someone's going to walk in on this side, and there you go. They begin to receive arrows, and that's also used the command block. And say once I get 16, I'm all good. I step on this pressure plate, and it's going to turn off these pistons, which is going to allow me to walk through and prevent anyone else from going through on this way, and just allows me to leave and get back into the action. So now I'm going to show you how to make this circuit right here, which comprises pistons, target blocks, redstone torches, wool of your choice. I chose red and light blue, respectively, and then some redstone dust, and finally a command block. Alright, so to make this, you're going to require a 7 block by 5 block area, and I'm going to be making a crude design of this. It's not going to be all like the glass and everything, just a little wall. So the first thing I want you to do is 1 block inward, like shown here. I want you to make a 3 by 2 area of lime concrete. Lime as in this is where the stand pops out that they can easily notice. Then we're going to utilize stone pressure plates right over here, and that's really just going to be this little area for now. Customize this however you want. I'm just doing a quick little wall just to make it functional for the time being. But yeah, just use your creative freedom and do it however you want. So the next part that we're going to do is we're going to have these 2 blocks right here, and this is going to be the walls that we're eventually going to retract. And in order to do that, we want to have a signal hooked up to those pressure plates. So we're going to go right underneath them and have a bit of a circuit, which we can have right here. Make 4 blocks of wool, which are 2 of them underneath, so it's symmetrical on all sides, as shown here. And then we'll line that all with redstone dust. Next part, put a target block on the end of each of them. That'll be right here. This will allow it to quickly make a turn, like as expressed in the previous one. And then lastly, we're going to be adding torches, redstone torches, and sticky pistons, which are going to just overall have it go from being retracted when it's turned off, or retracted when it's turned on, to being extended when it's turned off, which is not usually what they do. So we're going to have torch here, and then you feel free, just have a bit area, put your pistons, not like that, pistons like that. So when I step on these pressure plates, we have these turned off, and they go back on. So that's basically what the piston area looks like. And the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to have the command block circuit that's going to give an arrow very often. And I'll explain this command because this one is doesn't pertain to the final part of this series as much as the other one does. So I'll just quickly show you how to make an even more compact clock that can be turned on and off like we had last time. So this one is actually going to not be turned on and off though. It's just going to be one that's moderately fast, while it's also slow. So in order to do this, we want to just have it compact, like right underneath. So we're going to start off with this corner right over there. Put a piece of aqua wool, put a redstone torch, and then you're going to have a line of 4 wool in a row. That's going to extend all the way out to here. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then just have 2 pieces of redstone as shown there. And then you're going to take the target block for another tight turn, and we're going to have that plugged in there. We're then going to have another light blue wool. Actually, no, we're not going to have another light blue wool. We're going to be having a redstone torch that's going to turn on the command block. It's going to be right here. And for the command block, this is the code that you're going to be using for your build. So don't use the exact one that I used. I would encourage you to look in your own world and see exactly where the X values are. And in order to do that, you are going to use the base command, which is give at A, which is any player, and arrow 1 count as long as whenever's turned on. However, in brackets right after the A, you're going to put in the starting X, Y, and Z value of that area, and then as it gets further on, you're going to see where it's going to go precisely. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. If I go right here, and I look at this light blue wool, just going to have that there for reference, and press F3. On the right side of the screen, you'll see something near the bottom of the list labeled targeted block. And you can see targeted block is 230, negative 230, 29, negative 96. So we're just going to remember that, negative 230, 29, negative 96. And we are just going to input that in here. And so I already had it all just like it was before, so we didn't have to worry about that happening just because I had already had it. And so that's going to be X equals all of this and then comma right after. Now what the DX is the distance of the entire area. So you're not going to put in the second coordinate, you're just going to see where that coordinate should be. So, for example, really you do have to have the coordinate. You just have to go here, and you can see that it is now 228, 30, 95, and as a result, since the original was 230, we'll look at each one by one. It went from 230 to 228, which meant it went plus 2, or 2. From 29 to 30, which meant it went up 1. And from negative 96 to negative 95, which meant it went up 1. Which means that our dx, dy, and dz should be 2, 1, 1. But that's going to be different based off of your world. Like for example, if you're doing it from the opposite side, it might be negative 2, negative 2, 1, 1, or it might be 2, 1, negative 1. It honestly depends. So I was just going to double check and do the work on your own. But for me, this is what it looks like. So now, next part I'm going to do is I'm going to run this right through another piece of redstone. Have a redstone torch here, only have one piece, and then finally have this piece to end it off. And now we have a clock that's running. That's going to be continuously turning this thing on. And we can just walk right through here, and we're receiving more arrows. And overall, that is how you make the reloading station. So the final bit that I'm going to be showing you today is this right here, which is going to be the light waves. Alright, so here's the waves of light that I was talking about, and this is going to be on the ceiling. That's going to sort of provide a cool space-like sci-fi feel, because it's going to be waves of light that are just going to be moving around and moving all the way through the indoor laser tag, which I think is going to look very nice. And just like with all the other ones, you can customize it however you want, make it however you look, and change the lengths. I'm just going to be showing you basic of how to make the waves of light, and then you can just do it however you want, at however lengths you want. Just customize it and do whatever. So in order to do this, we just start off with a redstone clock, which is going to just be like a small one like we had before. Except this time, we are going to have a repeater that is going to be running through in 2 of them. So I'm just going to get you an aerial view, just in case you want to look at that when you're building it. I would build these ones, but the space is just too large, and I don't want to spend any of your guys' time. So I'll just quickly show you guys how to do it, especially since it can be so abstract. So after you're done building this section, we're going to have a line of redstone, however length you want, and it's going to be running off into different stems. Think of this as sort of a spinal cord where the main spine runs down all of this, and then these are the pathways that are going to go to the rest of the body. And in order for this to happen, we have to have pistons that are going to be turning the lights on and off in sequential formats. So you're going to be utilizing slime blocks, redstone blocks, and redstone lamps yet again, along with some obsidian that's going to prevent the slime block from attaching onto anything. This is an example of what a fully concealed one looks like. You can see it's turning on and off compared to this one, which is the exact same thing. It's just not concealed. You only require the slime for the areas where the slime touches. So for example, if I have this redstone, we'll see it takes it down with it. And I would encourage you to cover it all in obsidian to make sure no outside light gets in. So once you have that all done, you just have to have a piece of obsidian that the redstone is going to run into, and it's going to instantly turn on the piston, which is going to then run through slime. It's the slime block, which is going to go push the redstone block, which is finally going to push the redstone lamp. And once you have your first wave of this happening, you're going to want to have a redstone repeater at 2 ticks. So you're going to place it down and then press it 1 time. So this is what it's going to look like placed down the first time. Place it, just press it 1 more time. And then it'll be all good. Take it all the way to the very end of the next one, and then repeat the process. You can make it at different lengths. Like you could have made it like further out, like as far as here if you wanted, just to make sure it doesn't, the redstone signal doesn't die out, and repeat it however many times that you want after that. And in the end, it actually looks pretty cool. You can see the wave moving along in mesmerizing format. But yeah, so that is what all of these ones look like. Oh man, I'm giving myself arrows. That's what these contraptions are going to look like. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully you watched part 1 before this, and I'm going to be making part 3 soon. If you guys have any ideas for future videos, just let me know in the comments. If you like this video, like it, and if you like it a lot, then subscribe. But remember, you can choose, you don't have to, but it would mean a lot to me if you do. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!